China's persecution of Uyghur Muslims in the Xinjiang region has drawn criticism from leaders and activists across the world. And in the latest, the shadow British Foreign Secretary Lisa Nandy has said that the nation must block China's seat in the upcoming UN Human Rights Council election. The shadow secretary, a key figurehead in Britain's foreign policy, writes that the United Kingdom should not back China's place on the Rights Council. She says that the UK must not back China until the United Nations is allowed to conduct an independent investigation into China's treatment of the Uyghurs. Nandy addressed her appeal to the country's Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab. The letter reads, and I quote, "Countries should take into account the contribution of candidates to the promotion and protection of human rights when voting for membership of the Human Rights Council." She says that the treatment of the Uyghurs in Xinjiang is prima facie a crime against humanity. She added that it appears to share features of genocide, according to the 1948 Convention. Nandy also says that the UK must take this opportunity to show solidarity with the Uyghur people and demonstrate that it can still be trusted to defend human rights around the world. Last week, Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab suggested that Britain boycott the Beijing Winter Olympics in 2022 if evidence mounts over the abuse of Uyghur Muslims in Xinjiang. He added that China was guilty of gross and egregious human rights abuses against the Uyghur people in Xinjiang. A Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office spokesperson backed Nandy's proposal. He said that the international community will not turn a blind eye to these human rights violations and abuses in Xinjiang. Human Rights Watch and the Chinese Human Rights Defenders Network have both already called for China's place on the council to be opposed this week. Elections will be held for 15 three-year terms on the council. The UK is already backing a call from an alliance of 39 countries for an independent inquiry. A resolution was laid by Germany. China faces global criticism over its persecution of the Uyghurs. The Uyghurs are a Muslim minority group and largely reside in the Xinjiang province in northwestern China. Reports suggest that over the last few years, the Xi Jinping government has detained more than 1 million Uyghurs. The state calls these detention centers re-education camps. Lately, the Chinese government has been accused of running a forced sterilization campaign against the Uyghur women. The Chinese government previously denied the existence of these camps outright, but later said that this was a necessary measure against the separatist violence in Xinjiang. Various organizations and agencies across the world have now shown concern over the abuse of the Uyghurs by China. In 2018, the United Nations Human Rights Committee said that it has found credible evidence that China was forcefully holding millions of people in these camps. Human rights organizations including Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch have long accused Beijing of mass imprisonment and torture. Mike Pompeo, the US Secretary of State, also urged nations to join hands to stop this abuse against the Uyghurs. China has repeatedly denied operating such concentration camps. The Chinese state has claimed that the outside world does not understand the situation in Xinjiang. It should be noted that major investments have poured into the Xinjiang province recently. The investments come from China's Southeast Asia project, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. And under this, a vast network of rail and roadways will be built to connect Pakistan's Gwadar port to China's Xinjiang province.